And welcome to another episode of Latif's Inspired. Today I'm going to be showing you a very simple chicken pakora, one of the most popular dishes in Indian restaurant and takeaways. So I've really simplified it for you guys to follow at home, and it's going to be packed full of amazing flavors. So lovely chicken pakora. Right, so I have 500 grams of chicken. There you go. So this was breast of chicken. I've just sliced up in thin pieces. Here you go, have a look. Nice little long pieces, should do the business. Right, to this I'm adding, that's equivalent to 1 teaspoon of garlic paste. It's equivalent to 1 teaspoon of ginger paste. Right. Spices, I'm adding a fair bit of chili. Want it to be nice and spicy, so medium. So that's 1 teaspoon. Half a teaspoon turmeric for a nice colour and spice. 1 teaspoon of coriander powder. That's half a teaspoon of cumin. Right, I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of salt, just basic cooking salt. Should be nice seasoning. And I've got half of a lemon. It's worked out to be just under 2 tablespoons. So that was just half of a lemon. What this does is just toughens up the chicken and just gives it a nice flavour as well. So give this all a mix. Had to get my hand stuck in because you need that ginger, garlic, everything to be mixed in properly. There you go. That lemon is toughening up. I can feel the chicken. So there you go. Nice little thin pieces. There you go. It's going to cook really well in the pakora batter. So right, the chicken's mixed properly. Now the ideal thing to do is leave it for about a couple of hours in the fridge. Let the spices sort of marinate, go inside to the chicken, so you get lovely flavoursome chicken, which I'm going to do. I'm going to stick this in the fridge and come back to it in a couple of hours. So while the chicken is marinating, this is gram flour, which is the chickpea flour. So I've got half a cup of chickpea flour, and this is just plain flour, so all-purpose flour, half a cup. This gives it that pakora soft batter, and this gives it a slight little crunch. You can also use rice flour, but this is what I've got into the house, so just plain flour. This is going to build a nice crunchy pakora batter. Right, to this I am adding a bit of flavour, so you can use half a teaspoon, 1 teaspoon, it's no problem. I've got just about half a teaspoon there. Ginger, again half a teaspoon, similar ratio. I love these when you have a nice little crunch. You get that aniseedy taste. So that's half a teaspoon. You don't want to overpower it, but a little bit gives it a phenomenal flavour, which I want. And I'm going to put some spices. So half a teaspoon of turmeric for a nice colour. Half a teaspoon of chili powder. Also builds a phenomenal colour. And this is just a general curry powder. Just a half a teaspoon. Now give this all a mix. Right, the batter's mixed beautifully. You can see the lovely fenugreek. There you go. Add some salt here for a bit of flavouring as well. So about half a teaspoon. There's 1 teaspoon in the chicken, so you don't want to add too much, but you want the batter to have a bit of flavour. Right, now for some water. 3/4 of a cup is perfectly fine. It's not too thin, nor is it too thick. So you just want it to stick onto the chicken sort of thing. So we're not making fried chicken, it's going to be chicken pakora. So this is mixed properly now. There you go. Nice thick butter, no lumps. So I've just used under 1 cup of water. So 3/4 of water, I would say. Now I'll get the chicken out. There you go. So the batter's ready. Chicken's been marinated for about a couple of hours. This batter, you can fry your pakoras, potato, everything with this batter. It's no problem whatsoever. It's quite neutral and it's very flavoursome. There you go. Give this a nice mix. And now I'm going to put the oil on the heat. Bismillah. Right, the oil has heated up. If you're frying it in a fryer in the restaurant, I would do it between 160 to 180 degrees. Because it's raw chicken, you want the chicken to be cooked properly. If it's too hot, it's going to overcook the chicken, overcook the batter, sorry, and the chicken's not going to get cooked. So my station's ready. Chicken in the batter. I've got a nice little strainer for my chicken when it's cooked. Now, make sure you wash your hands. And now it's going to be to put it into the batter. Moment of truth. So there you go. Make sure it's coated in all of its lovely goodness. And put it in the oil carefully. And do not overcrowd the oil, because you want the chicken to get cooked properly. When you overcrowd the fryer, the temperature of the oil just drops. Normally I serve about 4 to 5 pieces per portion in the restaurant. So here at home, you can have as much as you want. Be a greedy little fatty, it's no problem. So right, my timer says 6:16, so I'm going to give it about 8 to 10 minutes for it to get cooked properly. Right, it's been about a couple of minutes. Now, because of the heat of the oil, it should have coated the chicken. So I'm confident when I put the spoon in, the batter's not going to stick to my spoon. Yep. Now, in restaurants, what we do, tend to put some colour in, but I don't want to put any colouring in. I'm not a big fan of food colouring. It should be nice golden anyway. I've turned them all around. Now you put on a medium gas. Let this cook for a further couple of minutes and then I'll check up on it. I want it to be about 8 to 10 minutes. Right, it's been about 4 or 5 minutes. Turn it around again. Raw chicken in there, so you need that chicken to be cooked from the heat of the oil, and inside the batter it's going to sort of cooking its own steam, so it should be absolutely juicy, tender and full of gorgeousness. Beautiful. It's about 6-7 minutes. Give it a final turn. Well, say 6:23. I started on about 6:15 to 6:16 minutes, so nearly there now. So it's been just over 8 minutes. It's not spitting at me, so now you know the batter's cooked and the chicken it's about cooked now as well. So need to get ready to take this out and put some more chicken in. Right, the chicken, that's a medium to a little bit low. It's been in there for about 9-10 minutes. Now I can see the outside is done, nice and golden. So I did say 8 to 10 minutes it should be cooked properly. There we go. Now again, I'll put another batch in just to show you. So, bismillah. Chicken pakoras with mint sauce, mango chutney and tamarind. Absolutely beautiful. There you go. Very simple to do and very beautiful in flavour. Now, as you can hear, it's quite crunchy. I'll have a little bite. There you go. Chicken's cooked. Butter's nice and crispy. Absolutely beautiful. Tamarind, mango, mint. Yum. This is gorgeous. Lovely chicken pakoras. If you enjoyed this recipe, don't forget to like, share and subscribe, guys. Thank you very much. See you soon.